So I would like to welcome to the stage Dr. Bernhards Blumbergs from CERT.LV. You are the lead cybersecurity expert. I'm sure many of the people have seen you in one of the halls. So the stage is yours, and I hope you can shed light on how the competition went.
All right. Oh, okay. Thank you. Because the competition was the CTF was very intense, I didn't have the time to put the PowerPoint slides, so I used the Markdown to put down the key aspects of the competition. Now, it's divided into two parts. I will just quickly introduce what was the competition all about, how many players and so forth, and just dive into the competition and how it went. Now, this was a 30-hour challenge. It started yesterday at 9 o'clock and it ended today at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, sleepless night for some. We'll look at the points and how the scoring went. This is, to my best count, I think it's the 6th CTF that we're doing. However, this is the 4th CTF that's been going towards being an international CTF with an international teams playing and participating. And I think this year we have had a lot of international teams and players. Altogether, we have had 77 teams with 199 participants. We were having 200 participant slots, so we just missed one. Or maybe the counting starts with 0, then 199 makes 200. However, the teams were limited to 5 participants maximum. Nevertheless, when I checked the team counts, there were only teams with 1 or 2 or 3 players, or less than 5, and also the players with less than 5 succeeded really well in the game. Here are the TLDs for the countries that we've seen. However, there's the number 15 in the middle, so this is where I divided the active countries versus the countries that have registered but have not scored any points. So altogether, 15 countries have been playing actively and has scored at least a single point. There's more data here. 45 teams out of 77 have solved at least 1 challenge. 22, which is already more active, have solved at least 5 challenges, and 9 teams, this is where the main bunch is, have solved more than 10 challenges. Now, what were those teams thrown against? There were 20 challenges, and I designed the challenges, the overall CTF, to be hard, meaning that there are just only few warm-up, 4 easy out of 20, only 4 easy challenges, which gives likely. Okay, do I understand the CTF, or do I need to go back and practice a bit more? 11, this is the meat. This is the part where you would struggle and spend a lot of time solving those challenges. But if you're really good, and as we've seen over the past years, there are teams that excel. Their primary task is, well, not primary task, but their hobby is to play CTFs and dedicate a lot of time. So that's why I added 5 hard challenges to make it like the more competitive. The categories included, pretty much it was blue team oriented with forensics, exploitation. Well, exploitation is technically not blue team part, but you need to know how adversary works in order to defend against. Web security, cryptography, and reverse engineering. There is one caveat though to the challenges. There is a value for a challenge. If you solve, you get a certain amount of points. However, the more teams solve the particular challenge, the less valuable it becomes. Meaning that your score might be dropping. The more teams solve this, the lower your score can get. So this is something that adds this dynamic nature to the overall game. But let's see what are the overall statistics. After this, I will announce the winners for sure. This is the view on the top 10 teams. The time span that's presented here crosses this is exactly 30 hours, the overall game time. And the time clock didn't stop. So, which means when you start at 9 o'clock yesterday in the morning, you just pretty much keep on grinding, suffering, maybe sleeping, or just giving up. However, these 10 teams did not give up. That's why they are here on the top 10 list. The times here are in UTC, meaning that we have to add +3 if you want to figure out at what time which team went to bed and what time which team woke up. However, let's look at the top teams, and I will also mention a few teams that have been on our top list for the previous years as well. Now, the KCSC has been quite stable on gaining the scores. However, we see that there's been a time period, most likely time for sleep, and then waking up and solving again. EvoSec. These guys have dominated our CTF for the past few years. We can see they progressed really fast. They had covering a lot of ground initially, so solving a lot of challenges, most likely the easy ones, and then moving on to the medium ones, but really, really fast. And then some flat line. The more you hit the hardest challenges, the harder it becomes. I will also cover how many CTF challenges were solved by those teams. Sloppy Pirates, it seems they had like a very short period of engagement, but they solved a lot of challenges at the beginning and then maybe hit a plateau and then just went on a I don't know, went to bed, to sleep, or just said, okay, this is the maximum we can do. I think these teams mostly will go, the rest of the teams will go with a pretty much similar line where you start solving, there's an increase, there's a ramp up, there's a plateau where you hit, and then there's this last breath of like second breath, or you just keep on fighting because you never know how your score will end. Kiberbabushka. These guys have been on our top 3 list for the past few years as well. This year, they didn't wake up right on time. They didn't start the CTF right on time at 9 o'clock sharp. Normally, they would most likely do the heavy grinding during the night, and you can see that there are challenges being solved over the night. Hackpassant. If I am not wrong, this is a university student team, right? Thumbs up. This is good. From Latvia, which means we can see that the team has had a very steady workflow over the night, and they've been working and slowly grinding their way towards the top 10. Congratulations for them. We showed up. Again, this is the team that has been on our top list for the past few years. They have been going at a very steady pace, but not having like such a dramatic increase as it was for Sloppy Pirates. Rush BLV, similar to the We Showed Up, the statistics, and Row Team, also from the dynamic, is the same. We can see that at most of the points, the teams had either to take a break or they would have to resolve to solving harder challenges, and harder challenges for sure require more time to be solved, absolutely. Now, before I announce also the winners, there's a quick view of the team members here. You would look on this column. So we have 1 team member, we have 5, we have 1, 3, 5. So it's not consistent. So it means that either you're just very good at playing, or you're just lucky. It's not lucky, it's you're just very good at playing. Even with 1 or few players, you can get a good score. This is more a mindset for this. What I also want to say that, even though before I announce the winners, is that even if the electricity goes out, technology stops working, this is us as a human being that still remain, and we can still solve a lot of challenges, and we have to understand how solving the challenges works, and this is the mindset that we have. Now with the winners, the top 3 teams, I will start with the third, is the Sloppy Joe Pirates from United States. They have solved 16 challenges out of 20. The second place goes to EvoSec from Latvia with 18 challenges out of 20. And the winner is from a team from Vietnam called KCSC, and they've solved 18 challenges out of 20. With this, I would also like to conclude the CTF. And what I want to mention to the players, we will reach out to you. We know who you are. and we will let you know about the prizes and how to collect the prizes. With this, thank you very much.
Yes, it's an amazing. People really apply, and I think there were a lot of players. If you compare that to maybe some other challenges or to some other conferences, so it has become quite popular.
Right. Also, from the previous iterations of the CyberChess and CyberShock that we've done, we have not had such a huge amount of players. Even the active, if we count the active teams, which were around, well, I will not be able to now remember what I wrote in the as well, but let's give it like a 50 players being active, which is quite a lot. Which is quite a lot for the previous statistics. Yeah.
Does it require like huge concentration, or it could be somebody in the audience just sitting with the computer, listening with one ear, typing something with another ear, competing with somebody from Vietnam?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the focus is the primary part here. And skill, absolutely. Sometimes the CTFs are not as rudimentary. Well, not rudimentary. It's hard to call them rudimentary. The good CTF will try to replicate real case scenarios, real life scenarios. But sometimes these challenges require you to know one specific, very narrow area, and if you know it, then you can solve the challenge. Or you dig and dig and grind until you figure this out. And this is how you learn as well.
Okay. Give us an example of an easy one, just so that we understand what kind of challenges are these.
Oh, so about this, so an easy might be where you need to just recover an encoded hash and reverse it with a simple like with a simple like base 64 encoded and present it as a flag. However, those are typically sorted out and put as a warm-up so that you understand how the CTF works. What is the flag format, how do you submit it, and how the scoring works. But that's an easy challenge. The harder will require, I can't even give an example from here, but they might require a lot of moving pieces until you are able to resolve it.
So it's not like a mystery box, but it's more like a mystery room, like an escape room, where you have to collect all the pieces to the puzzle.
True, and I think the mystery room might be the best approach here, or the analogy. And the mystery room typically is your head. When I've been trying to solve the CTFs, I'm not good at solving CTFs because I try to overthink them, and I put myself in a rabbit hole. And that's the worst. That is the worst part, because for this you have to have a clear vision and understanding, and also experience in solving CTFs.
But just about the vision and understanding, do I understand correctly you put together all of these?
So I did collect and put together the challenges and design the hardness level and a story around it, but I didn't design the challenges themselves.
Oh, okay.
So as you mentioned, our provider is the Hack the Box, and that's where their developed challenges came into the play a lot.
Again, a great partnership.
Partnership, yeah.
Good one, good one. Okay, a nice applause to Bernhards. Thank you so much. Now, I know one thing. You've spent your whole day and yesterday in another room being a moderator, right?
Yeah.
So probably you haven't got any of these. You don't even know what's inside.
Oh, I do know, but I don't know exactly how it tastes for sure.
Okay. So I will give it to you, and probably. Are you going back to Japan within a few days?
Sure, yeah, I am.
Okay, so I'm trying to make your travel a little bit more complicated, because this one will pop up in the airline scanner.
Absolutely. I will try to put it in my back pocket so that to check if the airport security finds it. However, this is the largest coin as well in the CTF, also for the CTF, so very good. Thank you, everyone.
Great.